Welcome to the live broadcast. Sorry, I think we had a technical problem. The volume was not, it wasn't, the audio was off. The audio was not coming out. I just realized it, and of course, I've returned. I want to welcome you to this live broadcast. But first, before we go on critically, anyways, I am going to apologize regarding that. And of course, I'm going to say, please bear with me on that. I don't know why that happened, but I hope it is coming out now and we can hear it. Of course, this broadcast today is going to open up your mind to very, very crucial things that would help you to forge ahead truthfully and make right decisions in the quest for our freedom and how we go about our freedom. Today is the 8th day of October 2023. Today is Sunday, of course, the first day of the second week in October 2023. And of course, this is 19 minutes past the time in Biafra land, 19 minutes past the time in Biafra land. And so I want you to sit tight and prepare yourself for the stage of today. It's going to be very amazing. This is the part of the Autopilot Miasma and all the shenanigans of their secret activities and all of that. Today is going to be a bombshell. You're going to hear a lot of things and you are going to understand a lot of things. And I want to welcome you to the program today. Today is Sunday, of course, and this is Biafra Global Network. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and I want to welcome you specifically. Please, as you join in, just like the video and circulate on all your social media platforms. Let the people also join in and let the people also be part of what we're doing. It's going to be very, very explosive today because I'm going to be pointing out some things to you today. Today, of course, we hear the news. You all know, some of you don't know, some of you know. So I got to remind you and let those who don't know to know that in Israel today, it's a serious business. They are taking their destiny by force and dealing with all terrorists, dealing with them with not with kid gloves, but strongly. It is important to note that anytime you allow criminality to thrive, you're going to suffer the consequences. Anyways, today I'm going to be going straight to the broadcast because it seems it's going to be very, very crucial here because I'm going to try to explain to you guys some very, very important details. I'm going to be opening your eyes to so many things today. Now, I want you to remember that the context of Biafra projects, when I began initially, Mazen Amdekano was talking about nobody can do him anything except Chukwokike himself permits. And of course, we know that nothing. And of course, the second video I played also talks about him saying that they are biased and that the Nigeria contraption is criminal. They wanted to organize a secret trial. And this time, of course, that was in 2015-16. And now this time again, they have decided to delay justice. Well, of course, they can't give justice, but we know Chukwokike is in charge of the program, the life of Mazen Amdekano, and nothing can happen to him. And I can assure everyone that Chukwokike, as long as he's alive, Mazen Amdekano is going to come out safe and secure and sound. He's going to come out sound, safe, and secure because he has a mission to accomplish. And he will be coming out very soon. So we should keep praying for him. That is what we need to do and stand strong. And I want to assure you also to know this, that in our quest for freedom, we must understand that the activities of the past teaches us wisdom on how to deal with today so that we can plan well and execute matters and execute activities effectively in the context of what should be under the auspices of truth so that we can get a better future. And that is why there is something called innovation and development. There is no concept, ability to reason critically, to create ideas for innovative programs for better future, you will be stagnant, static, and you will depreciate and land in frustration. And what happens is that you get worse than what you thought. Because when frustration creeps in, it creeps in because you think that you are going on a routine and frustrated by the routine and doing the same thing over and over. Sorry, you tend to actually get displeased with your result because you want, the human nature naturally wants change. And so when that change does not come, you get frustrated, depressed, and all of that. And then you see people going to devious, terrible things and diabolic activities and all of that because they want to do something differently. But for now, we know that for us to change the narrative, we must do something new. And that's why I'm going to take you now, begin on this note. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu began the teaching of the ability to reason, Chukwu Okike was using him to prepare us for times like this. The teachings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, punching on that note, talking about ability to reason, was because of times like this. God knew we were going to come to a time when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be around for a while, and we would have to reason along the truth that he has proclaimed and he has translated and he has transmogrified to our souls, and translated, and then it transmogrifies information to the current situation that we are in. And so God, knowing that we would need such kind of time, God knowing that such kinds of time will come, God began to put in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's heart to teach about the concept and the narrative of the ability to reason. And now the time to be tried and tested of the teachings of the ability to reason is now. So now we can prove if you have the ability to reason or if the teaching was actually effective in your life. So now what you do now and the things the activities you are carrying out right now and what you believe in, the people you are holding on to, the people you are supporting now is a proof whether what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taught you are able to reason along the line of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's teaching. And so this is the time for the proof. So God puts people like us as watchers and who will also come in the line of the teachings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to remind things and to help you also if you are not able to reason along that line, especially when you're confused. God puts it in us to help you and to analyze things and to help you reason along that line so that you can be part of those who would uphold the truth, who would stay on the path of truth, and who will do the right thing. And that is why we are here. That is why we are here. Now I'm going to also play the video, of course, the videos again that I began initially, but there was no audio then, so you couldn't hear me when I was trying to explain some things at that point in time. I'm going to play some of the audio videos now. Now listen to this video critically, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said.
Said to me, "The Most High God in heaven, only Him can determine my fate and not man. The powers that be in Abuja know that I fear before my enemies. I have no fear of any man, born of a woman. Wherever they fix my court case, I will go to it. They arrested me before Nigeria is about to break. They arrest me again, Nigeria will break into pieces. And they know that I'm not as stupid as we do.
What nonsense is that asking? You think this is some stupid Catholic Republic? Where the idiots can come anything they like? He can't do to me. Okay, I'm here with me. Anybody, I don't know why. Let me tell them that. They don't know who I am. In this drug, I will destroy Nigeria completely with evidence. I will kill this over here. Go around more pay. I have the ticket, they don't know. Come and push us. Come and push us outside. They are killing everything. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me what to tell in secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot join me. He cannot join me. He's a not man. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad? Rubbish. Rubbish. Man. They can't tell me.
No way.
When the time comes,
It's okay.
what stupid countries really? So when you see you try somebody's secret, when you like, you try secret, when you like it's in public, what stupid country is that? What stupid country is that I ask you? When you like, you try and you secret, when you like, you try in private. They are killing people. They are killing my people. They are killing MPOBs. They are killing my people. After killing my people, the person is completely mad. Tell me, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a mad. Court proceedings here. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
It is not in their hands, because you know what? Power belongs to the people. Is what we're going to get.
Once again, I want to ask this. Do you think without a war, and are you prepared to fight another war?
This dream can be realized. Two ethnic groups in Nigeria very realize what Nigeria means to each and every ethnic group. They will subscribe to our position. So it is realized that it's a war. Before I came, let me ask you this, because it's an interview, which means you can ask me questions and I can ask you. Before the white man came, I'm asking you. It's a simple question that exists before.
It didn't, no.
It didn't exist. Then why are African people dying over something that they did not create? Did any Yoruba man create Nigeria? The answer is no. No Igbo man created Nigeria. No Hausa man did. No Fulani man did. No Kanuri man did. No Jukun man did. When you come to Nigeria, it's always a debate about it is our turn. It is our turn. It is our turn to rule. Now, there are over 250 main ethnic groups in Nigeria. If you keep rotating the presidency every 8 years to each and every ethnic group, times 8 by 250, how many years are you going to get? So some people will die many times over. They will reincarnate many times over. The presidency hasn't come to them. Nigeria is a joke and an absolute mess. It was not created by black people. Therefore, it cannot be sustained by black people. I want to see an Africa where a Yoruba nation, a Yoruba mega nation extends from Togo all the way to Edo State. That's what I want. It's authentic Africa. I don't know why Africans are so beholden to something that is alien to them. Are you a white man? The looker that created Nigeria is a white man. What are you doing as an African defending something that a white man created out of, say, a racist intent? Nigeria was an ordinary company, Royal Niger Company, an ordinary business venture that the British converted into a nation. And Africans are killing themselves, trying to maintain something that a white man created. Sometimes I wonder what type of God made African people. I don't understand it. And that is why you have this neo-colonialism. That is why the British High Commissioner had to go to Tinubu to ask him, how do you end this protest? Because if this protest continues, you're jeopardizing our oil. Now the kind can use it as an advantage to go and get Biafra. They asked the army to go in and kill people. You people are being ruled by your colonial masters. Your fate is not in your hand. You're in a country that is 60 years old, so to speak. There is no electricity. If I am a Nigerian, I can't come out and say I'm a Nigerian. I'll be ashamed of myself. For 60 years, you have no electricity.
Yeah, welcome back to the live broadcast. I had to play a bit of the clips from Mazen and the Kanos to strengthen, to get you to be strengthened and reminded of the things that are very crucial to us to understand that our mission is our freedom. And our freedom is very sacrosanct to us and very, very important to us. As you join in, please just like this video, share on all your social media platforms. Let the people listen critically, because today I'm going to be opening up your eyes to so many things, and I'm going to be saying so many things that will understand critically what we know. Rather, remember, I told you something. I said that for Mazen Amdekano to teach us and keep teaching us about the ability to reason, it was a grand plan by Chukwokike, God himself, so that we'll be able to, so that he can prepare our minds for times like this, when we need to begin to reason appropriately in the direction of the truth. After Mazen Amdekano was able to expatiate and talk about the truth and help us understand the gospel of the narrative of heaven sent to and through him to us, we needed to have the ability to reason, so that whenever he's not going to be available like this for a while, we can translate, we can transmogrify these things to a better use in the time that we're in. Thank you so much, Amakanwa. Good to have you. Good to have you. Dalu to you also. Dockers, thank you so much for for being here. To Dalu to you also. I want to appreciate everyone who is watching. Please, just once you come in, just like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not, and forward on all your social media platforms. Just like it. It's very, very important and critical, because it helps other people to this message. And of course, if you are joining us for the first time, this is Biafra Global Network, and my name is Glitch Ambrose. This is the 8th day, Sunday, the second week of October, the second Sunday in the month of October, 8th day of October 2023, and the time now is 36 minutes, past 5 in Biafra land. That means about 24 minutes to 6 Biafra time. And of course, you can relate it in your own time. Now, I'll be going straight to the basis of what we need to discuss today. Very, very critical. Yesterday, I was playing some audios to you, and I was analyzing some stuff. I'm going to still continue in that note. And of course, I also was playing Mazen Amdekano's voice, where he was teaching us on the narrative of truth and helping us to understand. Now, I want you to understand something. I want to remind you again. I said it when I began. The reason why Mazen Amdekano was stressing on the issue of the ability to reason is for times like this. It was not just one of those teachings that you just have to hear. It's every teaching that comes from God, or everything that God puts in his laws, or in the policies, or in the rituals, or in the traditions, or in the mandate that he wants humans or humanity to carry out. They have a significance in his program all through their lifetime, or all through the generations, even after their lifetime. So when God institutes a particular order, or sends out a particular information, whether through his vessels, or through the ones called, or the ones commissioned to narrate and speak in a particular manner, he is doing that because he wants to put you on the know, and you will need that information at a particular time as you go on in the mission of life. So that is why you see Mazen Amdekano kept talking about the ability to reason. Now, don't you see now, can't you confirm now that in spite of the teachings, and in spite of the reminder, and in spite of the narrative of the ability to reason, taught over time and stressed over time by Mazen Amdekano, Yet, in this critical time, when people should utilize that information of the ability to reason, they can't even reason at all. They can't even analyze things at all. They can't even project the ability of intelligence. That tells you that there are forces that fight the ability to utilize. And that will now take you to the scripture where Jesus said something, or Yeshua said something. He said, when we say Jesus, because we don't know what these guys were talking about when they mentioned Jesus. Anyways, for us, when we say Jesus, we mean Yeshua. So when I say Jesus, also I mean Yeshua, because in English you can use the word Jesus as to define, or the name for our Lord who came to die on the cross and save us from sin and all of that. Now, when he was given a parable in scripture, he said that a sower went around and sowing seeds. And then some of the seed fell on good ground, some fell on the bad ground, some fell on the rocks, some fell on the ones that fell on the good ground, germinated, which means the information, what he was trying to say is that the information sent through human vessels by God will always not be able to change everybody. It won't produce result in the lives of everybody. Some people will believe it, some people will not believe it. Some people will just hear it and just get emotional about it and then later forget it. Some people will not even understand how to translate these things into their lives and their purpose in life. Now, I want to tell you guys something. From henceforth, I'm going to start playing some videos and audios of our meetings. There was a time Simon said that he was not part of he doesn't know the people of the think tank group. He doesn't know anything about the think tank group and all of this stuff. I'm going to start playing audios and videos where he was present in the meeting. And I'm going to start playing some critical aspects, especially that part of when we were designing the Constitution. I'm going to try to play out that part where we had the issue of when we were deliberating on the issue of abortion, issue LGBTQ, which they call LGBT plus and some other things. Again, they added some stuff now. I don't know. I don't want to know what it means anyways. And that's their business. I will begin to play and you begin to hear, because let me tell you something. Every system you see represents a particular culture. The reason why people are governed based on their culture and traditions and all of that, their rituals and all of that, is because it sustains the ability to keep themselves according to a pattern of understanding. So when you see a law developed in a particular notion, it represents what the people understand. That means their cultural values and all of that. Because you can't control people outside their belief. It will look like a burden on them. It will look like slavery. It's just like, bringing the British system on the people locked up in the contraption called Nigeria. It becomes foreign to the people. Now that is why the people are agitating for freedom. When you go to places like Afghanistan, where the Taliban now takes over, or you go to Iran, where the people want liberation, the people want the way they believe they should live it. The cultural values of the people is determined by their understanding. And so there was recently, of course, last week, there was this lady again. After this is in September, this September makes it 1 year when Amani, that lady, Hassan Amani, was killed, by the Iranian and what they call the so-called morality police. She was killed and she was beaten to death, and there was protest in Iran, and which, for months, even till now, there's still some kind of silent protest. But recently, again, 1 year after, another one was beaten and she was dragged out of the train and she was unconscious. She's still in hospital now, and we don't know whether she has regained consciousness or something, but she's in hospital. Now, the reason why you find such kinds of things is because people want to stay under the auspices of what they know is right for them. Biafra cannot be exempted from this notion. We cannot be under the auspices of Nigeria because Nigeria does not have a cultural value to keep us under check. And for that purpose of being under a particular check, we can now determine how we develop and grow. But for that culture and value of Biafra to be sustained, we must understand our cultural and values, and also create enabling situations that will help us gain innovative plans and programs based on our culture and traditions. Which means before we can call ourselves Biafrans in the context, before we can call ourselves Biafrans and not British or Britain or from Britain, we call ourselves Biafrans based on who we are. And who we are is determined by our culture, traditions, values, and all of that. So if Biafran nation, knowing that we have an understanding, we don't tolerate homosexuality, we don't tolerate abortion, we don't tolerate disrespect and disregard. We always do things together. We always want to plan together. We have a Republican system and all of that. If all of these values would be sustained, especially in our cultures, in our constitution and all of that, we must have our nation. And if our nation must be gotten, we need the right people who respect our values and cultures to get this nation for us. That means we shouldn't turn blind eye to the people or the kinds of people who come all out to fight on our behalf. We must know their intention. We must know what they represent. We must know whether they believe in our cultural values and all of that. We must know whether they are standing on the line of truth. If Biafra is a doctrine of truth, we must understand if they are standing on the path of truth or if they are having their intent for themselves and for their selfish purpose. That is why whenever it comes to the things that are so important to us and dear to us, we must put in place transparent and accountable processes, structure that will help us determine if things are done right or not. When you go into a company and they have a recipe for a particular kind of production to get a particular product, they would make sure. That's why they have the in the zoo they call it a Standard Organization of Nigeria, whereas we know there is no standard organization. There is no standard. They don't check for standard. Whenever things come out, they go through the test period. When they test it to know the value of the car, to know the capability of the car, to know the strength of the car, to know how, that is how they get to understand and let you know how you can utilize that car. There are some functions that are in the Mercedes-Benz that may not be in the Toyota. And there are some functions that may not be in the Mercedes-Benz. So you must understand the total design and makeup of a particular product so that you don't abuse its abuse. The suffix, the prefix, sorry, ab and use. That means you are using it abnormally. Abnormal use. That's what abuse means. We abuse the chances to get a nation that is free of truth, that is of truth, that is free of criminality, by not putting into check standard processes to know whether we are still on the path of truth or quality. So when anybody just comes up and says water, and you just say, wow, we are getting Biafra, you are treading dangerous grounds. You are treading dangerous grounds because you have not put into test what their intent is. And the only way you can do that is to set up a structure that is transparent and accountable, and that is no respecter of any person. That is the only way you can get results in whatever you're doing. That is the only way you can have a Biafra free of criminality. You cannot put your destiny in the hands of a people without checking out what they do with what you have given to them. Even God himself, I told you yesterday, when God gives information, when God gives us responsibility, according to the Bible, when those men were given their talents, the man still came back to ask for accounts. You know why? Anything you commit into action that is important and valuable to life needs to profit the people. For it to profit to the people and for you to know it is profitable, you must assess the situation. You must assess the situation. Assess, because you have to access it to assess it. and then to prove that what you really intend and what you really want to achieve is actually what's the pattern and the procedure to the whole narrative. That is why I'm going to start playing these things one after the other. I'm going to play that aspect of the constitution thing when we were deliberating on the constitution. And when Ngozi Orebweze was arguing that we should introduce a foreign culture into Biafra. These are the same people now controlling the so-called stuff. Now, I think she's now in charge. These are the same people. These are the same people. You must know the people you are trusting your future in their hands. So when I begin to play all of this stuff, you'll begin to see, I'm going to start playing all these audios and videos. I'll play. Simon said he doesn't know those who are in the think tank group, and we were the ones who designed the constitution. We were the ones who designed the pledge, the national pledge. We were the ones who designed the code of conduct. We were the ones who put all of this stuff together, and so many letters like that, and some other letters like that, and some other things that we put together, for the purpose of Biafra. Even the issue of the so-called currency, the change of the name, which of course was an error too. I wrote that letter, posting that stuff online. I wrote the letter, and he said he doesn't know us, and he said we're criminals, and all of that. But I'm going to start playing, and you are going to see him in the video where we had the meeting and where he was there, when he told us he wants us to write the constitution, when he told us he wants us to do this. He says to you that we don't exist, that he doesn't know us, that we're criminals, and yet he came to have meetings with us and discussing with us. And when we were now calling him to order, because we are now beginning to understand his motive and all of that, based on the issue of the currency, when we stood our ground and said that the currency cannot have the faces of Simon Azuka and any other person, including me, on the Biafra currency, because we all don't qualify to be on the face of the economic value of Biafra. We have not sacrificed enough. We have not done so much to the people who have sacrificed, who are late. Some people are dead and all of that. You can't put the face. That is a selfish desire. That is a very selfish, that shows that your intention is not pure. You are just there for the fame, as you said. All of this stuff, I'm going to play the videos and all of that for you to see. I'm going to start cutting them and playing them for you guys to see, because we need to begin to bring out messages out of all of this stuff so that people can begin to understand what has really happened, what is happening in the secrets, and the secret things going on. Remember, I told you that Autopilot Miasma, and the secret activities. So these secret activities, I must begin to explain to you the implication of all of this stuff. I'll also play the one Azuka came and was trying to tell us that she has investigated the issue of Ngozi Orebweze. How did she investigate? Nothing. We had a meeting today evening. The next day morning, she had investigated. You can imagine how these people are complete illiterates. These people don't understand what it means to have a nation. Even when you set a committee to investigate a matter, they take weeks. Not to talk about knowing somebody like Ngozi as a Nigeria agent, and we have a meeting. We had a meeting this evening, say by 5, 4, 5, 6, and the next day by 11, 12 afternoon, in the afternoon, you say you have already done investigation as an individual. When you have a committee, before the committee investigates a matter, so many things are involved. Just like I'm talking about the so-called DOS members setting up a fact-finding committee to find out what happened to Mazi and Kanu. All they do is come online. We know those who sold it. We know this. When the time comes, illiterates. The problem we have had in Biafra projects is that illiterates were put in position. They didn't have a know-how or the technical ability to manage. So they kept doing things, even if they also stay in the places, in the countries where they are. They know that things are done in process. It has not really. These are academic people. They learn something, but they don't know how to interpret it in their intellectual, disposition. They don't know how to translate it into life, to make meaning in true life. So they can have information about the secretariat of anything or activities, how things are done, but they don't want to translate it into practical activities because, one, they have criminal mindset. They know if they sustain a structure, you will discover their criminality. So all they need to do is to allow things to work the way they want it to work, just jumble things anyhow, so that nobody will now begin to wonder, where do you start to talk about this issue of structure? I mean, accountability. Because when they tell you today, we have spent so amount, we have spent this, we have spent that, they don't bring an evidence. And then by then your mind would have been so confused that you want to just let things go. No, we don't work that way. We are professionals. Those who have come into this thing now are people who are intelligent. And that is what we want to do. Now I'm going to go straight to continuing the voice I was playing yesterday. And I was trying to give you analysis and details of all of this, because I'm going to begin from here. And the next time after when I'm through with this one, I'm going to go further. And also, I am going to come online with Evangelist, with Barbara. We are going to be able to, she's going to bring also the audios in her custody. And of course, I'm going to keep bringing the ones I have and the videos I have, and I'm going to keep playing to you. And when I play them, I'm going to analyze them so that you can understand them. Because most people cannot read in between lines. So by the time we analyze you, it will help you reason better to understand things, how they are done, not playing enough now, so that you can understand. So we're going to continue to then listen.
Umada made us a promise that every month, it is not that it will be made public in the ear of the zoo.
Now, what he will say is this, that there was an initial agreement, the formation to stand. That means the women, of course, said there was an agreement that there will be a trans. Did you know why? Because the initial program on other people was not transparent. So millions of dollars were stolen. Look at the issue of the transmitters for Radio Biafra. Millions of dollars went into projects that were not accounted for. So based on that, we agreed, which in a meeting, I told Simon critically, categorically, I'm going to give you 4 or 5 steps. And I analyzed those steps. I pronounced 21 in 2000. Yes, last year, of course, when he took over the account. Was it not last year, June, July, April, May, June, July, that he took over the accounts or so? Was it last year or 2021? I can't remember now. I analyzed and gave professionally how we can make sure that there is no leakage, and we must sustain the act of transparency. He was quick to say, yes, yeah, we're going to do it. But in his heart, he knew that they had their own plan of not doing it. That was why the women, when they gathered, they agreed. They said that they would have transparent processes to the finances, which means that every of the women in that group called Umuada, I don't know what Umuada is even doing in freedom fighting. Anyways, every of them would have access and knowledge about the account. And the signatories will be mixed, not only in America, but from other places. In the end, Simon and Azuka had already agreed what they're going to do. They had already discussed with Azubike, who is in charge of the website. Of course, remember, Azubike was the one who was in charge of www.ipobinUSA.org, which Oyibo and Co were utilizing to steal money. And then, so because he was in charge and he had the secret codes and all of that, you know, the source code and all the information about the back end, of course, the passwords and all of that, he now removed it from them, changed everything, and then they now could not enter. And then now what's now happened is this: the name, you will always see IPOBinUSA.org, but the account connected to that website is the account of Azuka's husband. And then the one that is being operated in Nigeria, managed by one Chichi, and that's not her original name anyways. That one, I hear it's not her original name. That account is Azuka's account in business agreement with that particular lady called Chichi, which of course is not her real name. She has to keep herself in the dark so nobody knows. She keeps stealing, they keep stealing the monies. Now, but when they tell you to donate, you just go to IPOBinUSA, www.ipobinUSA.org. Now they have added all that other stuff, you know, crypto and other things to it. But fundamentally, that was what we had then. When you go there and click, you will not see the name of the account. You will only see IPOBinUSA and donate. But the account behind it is an account managed by only few people whose ability to steal and keep everybody in the dark was summed amongst them. Simon, Azuka's husband, Erewa, and Azubike. I think one more person or so. I think these 5 people, basically Chichi, of course, in Lagos. I mean, in Nigeria or in Biafra land, wherever she's operating that account from. Now, these things were very evident, and that was why you were manipulated and deceived. But when they started this process, the accounts were not given as agreed. Nothing. In fact, the Autopilot media team was told that every 2 months we're going to have meetings with the Umuada and we're going to look at the accounts and know that things are working well. How can you be in a thing that is as important as your freedom and you don't know, you don't understand that there must be continuous assessment? Just like what you, even in your exam, even in school, when you do exam, there's something called continuous assessment. They assess whether you have really got this information, whether you have really learned the right thing, whether you really got the information, whether you really understood what you were taught. Continuous assessment. We must assess what we are doing to make sure that we are still on the right path, to make sure that monies are not being wasted, being stolen, or whatever. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said we must reason. That was why he taught about the ability to reason. Even in school, when you go to school, at a point they give you exam. The reason why they teach you what you teach you is because they want you to reason and understand. When you reason and understand, they now give you an exam time when you now show. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was teaching about the ability to reason, this is the exam time, this period now we are in, is the exam time when you're going to put into work the ability to reason. When you are going to put into actual work, when you're going to put into actual work, the ability to reason. So Kennedy was asking here, you said Umuada would be given accounts. Now listen.
It is not that it will make public in the ear of this field, but at least we'll know, because no matter how much.
Now, what he was trying to explain here is this: even if whether you have the information about the accounts, whether you have the information, or whether you don't have give the information, the truth about it is that whether the Nigeria contraption knows how much we have or they don't know how much we have, it does not stop us from doing what we want to do. And that's the truth. Because they will tell you that they will go and leak it to the enemies. That is their defense to continue to steal. That's why they will go and leak when they let. What now? Why? How come you are the only one to be trusted with the information about the resources? You want the people to go and get people who will donate, but you cannot give them the information of what you collected. You only trust yourself. Well, how can we trust you alone? Why would you think that you alone in Biafra project are the one to be trusted? Every other person is a suspect. They keep asking when if the reason why we are not giving account is because some people might go leak it to the Nigeria contraption. What kind of blind argument is that? You are working with people. If you don't trust them, why did you go into agreement with them? How can you be working with people like this who are smarter than you, and you are talking about confidentiality? Who is more confidential in what we're doing? And you that is even trying to do that, you are a suspect. Because for you to say that only you will know what is in the account and only few of you, there's something about the few of you that is criminal. Now listen.
You have, it can not stop Biafra from coming. And no matter how much Nigeria has raised, it can never stop Biafra from coming. It is the last miracle that will happen on earth. And I believe that so much. I have no doubt in every prophecy that has proceeded out of the mouth of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I have risked my life, and I'm still risking my life.
All right, let me forward it.
Where I come from. What you have not. Now, when you get to website, I think Mazi Azubike, please, can you answer this question that will cause this movement from not being achieved? That be my friend. So what I am asking here is, why are you not giving us account of what we have gotten and what we have not gotten? Why?
Now let me ask you guys like this question, because it is shocking. It is fundamental. How would you be in this 21st century and you allow people operate your finances, operate your structure, carry out an activity as critical as freedom fighting, and yet you are there day in, day out, you are not asking questions. What is being done with the resources? What is it that you are doing? How are we sure you are doing what you're doing? And the people come to lie to you. You still keep hearing from the people who are inside, People like us who are inside, because we're still inside. We know what is happening. Based on what has been happening, we know what is happening. And yet, you are not asking questions. You are comfortable in this generation. How would you manage this if you get a nation now as you are? Based on the fact that you are behaving like a primitive man ape. You cannot ask questions about your finances. You fight those who ask questions about your finances as if you're an animal, because it's only in animal kingdom where they don't keep records. If you cannot ask questions foundationally at this time, then how are you going to manage your nation? It is really a shocking thing. This is where the shock is. How do you want to manage Biafra nation when you cannot ask questions or you cannot set a structure to give you transparent approach? Now, the guy has asked Azuka, why are you not giving us account? Now listen, just listen to her voice. She will repeat the question, and then she will now want to refer everybody to the website. And then she now remembers that the website does not have the information because she wanted to lie. And she knows that if she lies with that one, people will go to the website to check. So she now pushes the question to a partner in crime called Azubike. That one now comes and blabs, speaks some stuff and said, what is the question again? Because he doesn't have an answer to the question. Listen.
I want to ask, is there any constraint that have caused you from doing that? Because I had other questions. Go ahead, ma'am.
Why are we not giving you account of what you have and what you have not? Now, when you get to website, I think, please, can you answer this question based on what you guys are doing to put all these things online?
What you guys are doing to put all these things online. Let me ask you a simple question. What does it take to put information, a record you already have online? It is not graphic design. You are not doing graphic designs. You already have a column for finances. The website manager and the graphic designer knows how to tabulate these things and just put on the platform. It's as easy as, even if it takes you 3 days to do, you would have by now, since February 11th, when this meeting was held, before the election. Now, I want to remind you guys something. Remember, these monies were contributed to stop the election in Biafra land. 2, the 150 days was already remaining about 10 or 15 days left. 10 or I think about 12 or 13, 14 days left, because 11th. The election was 25th. The reason for this meeting was for people to give more, not to give records. People have been contributing for months before now. This meeting was this year. People have been contributing before. And so the purpose was to come get more money. And now, in the process of trying to get more money, people were asking, arise, why have you not been giving us account of the previous monies? And now she wanted to receive the live friends to the website. And as soon as she remembered that people can still access the website, she now pushed the question to Azuge. Azuge, tell all of these things online. Now, the way she said it, she was trying to frame so much ignorance as if she doesn't know anything that is going on about.
Are you there?
She called the guy again because the guy is pretending he was not hearing. He heard Azuka repeat the question. He heard Azuka called her to respond. Again, she also heard her call him again.
Yes, and I did have to briefly step away to address something.
Did you guys understand what he was saying? Did you guys understand what he was saying? Like, that is, see, when criminality, we are teaching you to understand when people are speaking. You understand from what they are saying and from their behavior, from their action. You begin to. You need a proper structure to get to stand the test of time. The current dispensation we are in does not warrant this primitive behavior from people, from animals like this. The present dispensation we are in now warrants intelligence in what we're doing. Look at the US going to the moon. Look at recently, is it Muchibo now going to the moon? US is planning a mission for 2024 to go to take humans to space. And yet you are here struggling on how you can structure your nation. You are still arguing and fighting people who want to help you structure a nation that will help you get to the moon in future. In the 21st century, we don't need people like you who don't reason. In the 21st century, you're supposed to believe, even in the time of Adam and Eve, they still reasoned. They reasoned, even if they did wrongs. They understood. Adam said, the person you gave me, that was a structure. The woman you gave me caused me to do this. That means he understood, but he was playing smart. You can't be in this generation and you cannot. You don't meet up with the trend. Even in the antiquated times, people understood structure. Even in the times when books and computers and all of that were not there, when people were writing on stones or writing on, on rocks and all of that, people still understood structure. There were even in Israel those days, there were head counts. Even in slavery, there were head counts. The slave masters were keeping people. They counted them. They gave them marks on their bodies. Not to talk about this generation. You are in this generation. You are fighting accountability and transparency. Even Azuka has the God to say that. Why do I hate it? That because I'm asking for accounts. What gods? Now listen.
Can someone please repeat the question?
My brother, we are Biafrans.
Please
So
repeat
if
the
you want
question.
to speak phonetic, let me, I will go ahead and say phonetic, please. We are Biafrans, let's speak well. My question is this way. I said,
Master Kennedy.
Now you see it. There is this stealthy approach to trying to destabilize the whole situation and make things look, and so that people don't speak their minds. When they try to speak their minds, it is assumed that they are being insulted. Now, what the guy said is, please, we don't need to speak for them. Just tell us, this is the question. You don't need for them. And if you want to speak for them, we always speak for them, but we don't need that now. What we need is transparency and accountability. And she now picks offense. Listen.
Master Kennedy, I will want you to be like everybody here.
Did she disrespect anybody? No. But she needs to bring in sentiments to water down the whole thing and to look at the way she's talking, to water the thing and to make everything, people to lose interest in the whole thing. Listen.
Okay. And I would want you to be polite in addressing the question. Okay? Okay. You might be speaking the way you're speaking, and another person is speaking the way he's speaking.
What's the meaning of that? You might be speaking the way you're speaking, another person may be speaking the way they are speaking. Does it make sense?
You don't know if the person is wrong. Okay.
She was not making sense because she knows that what they want to say is lies. So everything she was saying does not make sense. You might be speaking the way you're speaking, and another person will be speaking the way they are speaking. Does it make sense? How does it marry? How do you arrange it in the whole thing, in the whole conversation? You might be speaking the way you're speaking, and somebody else is speaking the way they are speaking. What has that got to do with the whole thing? The issue here is that speak well so that we can understand what you are speaking, so that we can understand what you are doing. See the way he asked the question. He said, repeat the question. He made it clear. But when he wanted to explain, he was trying to sound in a way nobody will understand. The guy said, speak clearly. Speak clearly. You ask the question now, repeat the question, and your state is clear. But when you were trying to explain the lies that you didn't have yet composed, you were blabbing. Now listen. Now, even if the guy has said, okay, I understand, she didn't want to listen to the guy. Now, listen, I've played this before, but I just want to give you, top it up for you, because I am going to start, I told you, I'm going to start bringing audios and videos of our meetings, even with Simon on the Think Tank platform, videos and audios of our discussion when we were planning the Constitution, when people were arguing to sustain LGBTQ, to sustain abortion. I'll bring all of this stuff. I'll start playing them to you so that you can understand the kinds of people you're working with and to know how danger is lurking out there for you if you keep supporting people who... Now, let me tell you something. Everybody, look at it today. Look at it today. South Sudan is trying to be balanced. Today in Palestine, you see what they're doing. Their people are dying because of their evil of yesterday. Over 1,000 or 2,000 of Palestinians at Gaza are dead today, as of today. Because the Palestinian militias, they know that they would always attack their people, Israel will come to retaliate. But they still went all out because of their ego and selfish interest to attack Israel. Now look at the Taliban. They are controlling their people in the way it will suit them so that they will continue to keep the people under bondage. That is why they don't want the ladies to go to school. But they struggled to get the people free from the West, didn't they? Did it mean that when they were trying to get the people free from the Western control so that they can have their own governments, does it mean that they actually meant well for the people? No. But the thing is this. They only wanted to get the country back from the West and control the country in their own way that will favor them. So not everybody who comes and tells you that they want your freedom actually mean well. They might be fighting to get that freedom, but in the long run, you must understand what they are fighting for is to free you to enslave you. That means they free you and put you under them. They in turn enslave you. Thank you, Ego, for that. Yes. They free you to enslave you. So they know that under those people, they will not make money for themselves. They know that you continue being under Nigeria. They cannot control your oil. They cannot control the resources. They cannot control anything. So they need to free you from Nigeria so that they can now control you and control the resources. That is why you can see some of them when you during the planning, you can see the way they behave. Why would somebody like Simon be running away from meetings? Why would you call somebody to come and speak with the men, ESN, people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu inaugurated and put there? Come and discuss with them. They said you are not feeding them. They said they are not getting monies. And you run away and start calling the people who talked about it criminals. Why? That alone should be a sign to you. I told you guys things about sign the other time. When people play a script, you understand their makeup Out of the abundance of their heart, the mouth speaks. The actions of people is what determines what we know about them. That is why, you know, God told Samuel, man looks on the outward appearance, but I look in the heart. It's only God knows what's in the heart. But of course, man will always see an evidence of that through the action of a human or somebody, or through the action of that person. So once you want to know, watch the actions. When Azuka was shouting on Simon on a particular time when we were asking for accounts and we were trying to, you know, when Simon wanted to, okay, let's flow, let's make it transparent or something. Why this, why that? And he was trying to stand as a leader. When Azuka and Erewa were shouting at him and talking to him, you know, very, you know, anyhow, you know. Didn't you notice that Azuka is a criminal? From that point, you should know the kind of person Azuka is. Why is she resisting? In fact, along the line, they said, let's bring in people who have been in this thing supporting very well financially. Let's bring them into Umada so that we can all do this thing together. Azuka screamed, no. And I don't that was why I was asking, didn't you people understand at that point that as soon as she resisted you accepting or bringing other women into the system, that means she had ulterior motives? These are things you should understand. Signs and evidences. Now listen.
Correction noted, observation noted. I wouldn't want.
He said observation noted. She still was hammering on the matter because she wants to just make this matter pass, this story, this issue of accounts pass. But the guy was insisting, let's talk about this. Correction noted, let's still talk about it. Listen.
Any of you disrespect anybody or me, disrespecting anyone, because I know that we come in peace. And we're here to answer your questions. Okay?
Nobody told you came in chaos. You're telling them you come in peace. Listen.
Let me give you something before he goes up. Again, let us not bring distractions into this meeting, because I know Madam Azuka and Autopilots have a lot in their heart. Even if the meeting is not coming monthly as previously agreed, let's not bring in distractions here. Thank you.
Please, thank you very much. It is not the kind of distractions. You know, when your child asks you a question about that day, you said this so time. Why are you not taking to it? It is the responsibility of the father to respond. Am I right?
Okay.
So if there's no answer to my question, you tell me so I can go on to another question.
Kennedy, let me come in here, okay? The Treasury Department are keeping their records on.
She has been able to, with time, with the delays, the delay tactics, she has been able to compose something she wants to say. No more adjudication. Is to search her mind. She was looking for a better lie, how to put the words. So she was taught all those delays, all those. As soon as she got what she wants to say, quickly took the words from Azuke's mouth. Okay, don't worry, Kennedy. Let me talk about this. Leave Azuke now. Let me talk about this. Listen.
What is done and what is not, and they're trying to put everything online. Of course, when you go through the what Azuke, you know, what Azuke now that are using now, okay, that new format is a place where you can go and click. Okay, everything that was done. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that new program that is doing now. Line. So we want to make it online so that it will be transparent to everybody. Because
the program is not yet out.
Coming monthly meeting, and one of the things that you guys.
Past 8 months, that program is still not out.
I apologize for not coming forth every month to do this meeting, but because we have a lot of things in our head.
Now, did you notice something here? Initially, when she has not found her voice and what she wanted to talk about, she was dragging her words. She was talking slowly. I'm just trying to buy time to gain momentum, to know what she's going to talk about. Then she pushes it to Azubike. As soon as Azubike also wanted to stammer, she now comes in, capitalize on what Kennedy said, the issue of let's not speak for them. She capitalized it on and dragged some words and spoke them, very slowly. Kennedy was saying, okay, correction, observation noted. She just want to drag that matter. And then she allowed, and then Kennedy repeats the question again. Now she found her voice. Now she's now talking faster. Did you observe it? She's now talking faster because she feels she has gotten the information she needed. And she, along the line, she has said, okay, these people are doing something about it. They're working. So it's a very good defense for the whole thing. So since she's found out in her mind that this is a very good defense, she now began to talk very effectively. Listen.
That's why we skipped our fundraising today because of this meeting, because we made it mandatory that every Saturday we do fundraising, and of course Saturday is Sunday. That Sunday we rest, Monday we continue.
So now you see the interest here is the fundraising. The interest here is always about raising the funds, not the accounts.
So it's an ongoing thing. I'm worn out. And everybody that has been here, the woman that has time on it, if you watch us very well, you know that it's not the way I am when I join. I am now.
Did you hear that?
Okay. Let me ask the next question.
What we are making sure is that there is transparency in what is going on here. There is nothing.
What is transparency? Now, I want to ask this good question. Look at Azuka talking about transparency. She said there is transparency on what is going on, and she was not giving the accounts. She said there is transparency. Up till now, in fact, at the time, she said nobody should ask her questions. What is transparency? You see that these people would manipulate their words and keep you dullards, you gullible people, you e-frogs, under their spell with stupid acts. She said there's transparency in what is going on here. What is going on here that is transparent? Even if you didn't have the records, even if you have not uploaded the information about this stuff, let's just believe that you're going to put the information on website. Now you are coming to a meeting of those contributing the monies. Are you not supposed to have a record, at least a hard copy of the records? Because you are coming to meet the stakeholders in this thing. You are supposed to come up with a hard copy. Yes, we are planning to set these things online and to see how we can do it, as we have said. But I can give you a brief from my records here. I have a report here, and for the past months for the past 1 year plus, this is what we have been doing. We have expended so much on this particular stuff. We've expended so much. This is what has come in from what we have. We will have the details by the time the bank statements come out. You see that how people contributed and how the money is entered into the account. You're going to get all this information. But this is how we've expended this so far. This is what we have spent on. This is what we have. We have spent on security, this amount, on feeding this amount, on this amount, and of course we have the detailed information of how we fed them, how people were fed. On security matters, we might not be giving you details of what we bought and all of that, but this is what we have expended. With time, we're going to have all those records because we want to secure that information so that we don't let the enemies know what we are buying. We understand all of those stuff, but for feeding, this is what we spent on so we have so number of camps, and this is what we have expended on each camp, and we can testify. We have the signature, we have the evidences of all the expenses on those camps, and each camp person representative was able to sign and approve of. And we have evidences. They sent us evidence of the things purchased. We have all of this. Simple and short. She was busy telling you it's transparent, whereas there was no evidence of transparency. Listen.
You go there online. Once they finish that format, you go there online. You see everything there. Okay.
Let me ask this.
Okay.
I want to, this information I have, I want you to clarify me. Is your husband signatory to that account?
Madam Azuka.
That is not the strong you're going to ask me here.
Madam Azuka, let me go.
She came to a place where people are contributing money and putting it in a particular where the husband, the account that belongs to the husband. She is telling those who are contributing that you can't ask me such kind of question here. Where else are they going to ask you that question? You want us to now to contribute more. Where are we putting the money? In that account? Who are the signatories of that account? You said you cannot ask me. Are you people? Ego says that I should stop giving them clue. You know, see, they behave as if they don't. They are professional ways of doing things. Now she is saying that the guy don't push him to the wall. The guy don't push him to the wall. Ego, even the one I said do it, because they still need to show the people, those commanders, and how much they have collected and how much they have really given them. So they can't even do it. Let me just give them that clue, you know, to how they should do it, at least what people should ask them to do. But they will still do it because they will still expose their criminality. See, even with this one too, people will still ask further questions. People who are reasonable, people like us, let them come out with this narrative I just gave now. Say this is what we did, this one. I will now ask further questions that would not even talk about that further question. I know how to handle it. So you will discover that they will still stammer. They will not be able to do this one because they will still expose themselves. Now she quickly jumped in. Kennedy, this is not the kind of question. And then Akparawa jump in. All the garbage of illiterates who don't know anything. These are people who claim that they understand, they know some stuff. These are people who say they need to be accountability, transparency. This is the same Sonny when we come for meeting. They will be talking about transparency and accountability. We need to know what is happening with the finances and all of that and blah blah. But why your people? She jumped in. She said, "This is not the kind of question you should be asking me." Then Sonny Akparawa jumps in to manipulate the whole thing. Now he now brings in blackmail into it. He said, "You are interrogating, you are investigating and interrogating." How can you be investigating and interrogating using the word interrogation and using the word investigation on a matter that is as simple as finance? Who are the signatories of the accounts where our monies are going into? Why are you not giving us account of the monies that we contribute? How is this interrogation and investigation? This is simple account giving, bookkeeping. Simple bookkeeping, simple accounts. And somebody is saying that you are being interrogated. You are interrogating Azuka. If he is saying Azuka is being interrogated, that means in his mind, Azuka is a criminal. Because you only arrest people and investigate suspects. So which means he too knows that Azuka is a suspect. So he is now afraid that somebody is now coming to investigate and interrogate because he has by himself pronounced that she's a criminal. Now let me play it further. Now you see, she quickly hands stuff because she really needs help in this situation. She knows that people like Akparawa, when they talk and all of that, they know how to cover, you know, her anus. Now listen to what the guy is saying. Listen to rubbish.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yes.
Abrawa. Yes. Go ahead. We are here to deliberate on something. We're not here to interrogate Madam Azuka about our account.
We are here to deliberate on something. That means we're here for collection of more money. We're not here to interrogate or investigate Azuka. Did you hear that? Because the question, is your husband a signatory, is a very frightening question. It's a very weighty question to them. It will expose a lot.
Or not, or whether you have to bring what they have told you to come and find out.
You see, they have started playing with words. Whether they have told you to come and find out, what are you finding out? Are you not supposed to know this? Is it not supposed to be common knowledge? Who are the signatories to the account? It's your husband, because the story is around that your husband is a signatory to the account. So is it not a common sense that even when you heard the story, you are supposed to come clear the air before people begin to ask you questions?
No, I want clarification.
He wants clarification, not investigation. He's not investigating. He wants clarification because the news is your husband is a signatory to the account. The account belongs to your husband. So clarify us. What do transparent people do? They clarify situations.
Account.
Not here now, because when we enter,
Not there now.
when we enter,
Okay, let me say this.
Not here now. You cannot ask that kind of question here now. Just simple question. No, is your husband a signatory? They say no, be this place. They ask that kind of question. Where did they ask him before? Of course, Apara will defend his salary. They give him small tips. Not to see that he's always sleeping. When it comes to broker, he's looking dull. He's always sleeping. He doesn't do anything. That's where that's their livelihood. To get money from YouTube. There's nothing wrong in getting money from YouTube. But let it not be the purpose why you're doing what you're doing. There's nothing, of course, you are paying to get all of this stuff. So you should make money from what you're doing, the service. I'm not against that. I'm not against that. Me, I'm not getting money yet from this. When the time comes, I will monetize it. But that's not the issue. The purpose should not be, because this my stuff is over 1 year plus, and I can monetize it now if I want to. But the focus is not the monetization. The focus is the mission, the truth, and what you want to see. That's the purpose. So he's defending his salary.
And I wouldn't want anybody to use what I have to do this trouble.
Because people are investing into the Biafra, and you are telling them they don't have a right to ask whose account the monies are going into. You are telling them they don't have. Something is wrong for you to say they don't have a right to ask questions. Where is our money going into, and who owns the account? You see, this is the scenario they want to cause argument, to let the thing turn to argument. Of course, you know that Sonny would always want to, he knows how to, he will start arguing, empty argument and all of that. And of course, that's what they all want. And then she will now, Azuka will now come and use that opportunity to say, let's end this.
No. Come and use it to disrupt the spirit of.
They said, disrupt the spirit of the meeting. That means the spirit of the meeting should be a spirit of no accountability and transparency. The spirit of shut your mouth. Don't ask questions. The spirit of silence. The spirit of cowardice. That's the spirit. So they have seen in the people the spirit of cowardice, the spirit of irresponsibility. Because it is very irresponsible for you not to ask for account for something as important as the business of Biafra. It's just like you having a private business and you're doing your business. You are not giving account. You are not even putting details of the reports and the records of your business. You are irresponsible. Only irresponsible people don't ask for accountability and transparency.
It's fun. Not in propaganda. Let me say this.
They say it's propaganda. They say it's a propaganda. That he's asking for the account, whether Azuka's husband is a signatory to the account, to them is propaganda. Two-way salary, of course, the one from social media and the one they share. That's what they do. Two-way salary. That's what he's fighting for. That's what Sunny is fighting for. That's just it. Listen.
Let me say this for Azuka. Please. Let me say this for Azuka.
Okay.
Please, can I make
accounts or no accounts until the former.
They first muted him so that she will be able to talk. They didn't want him to go further. They muted him so she has to talk. Account or no account. Listen.
Everything is like, but
She's stammering now.
Is there positive results that are out there? Is that what?
She's stammering. What we want is results, positive results that are out there. That is what you should be looking. Look at the results. Don't ask us what the money is used for.
What you're seeing, how many people are coming and how many people are going. How many of our enemies are being, put where they're supposed to put. Those are the things we have to be asking. So
you hear them. The kind of Biafra they are telling you to get is the one they will say, how many we have built? We built roads now. We don't we have built one road somewhere. We have built 1 kilometer road, and we built 6 kilometers, 5.5 kilometer road at the other place. And this is what you should be looking at. Don't ask us how much we gave the contract, how much we gave the companies the contract. Don't ask those questions. Just know we built 1 kilometer road that place. And we built the other one 2 kilometers. We built the other one 10 kilometers. And we built one hospital there. And don't ask how much we use in building it. Don't ask at all. Just know that that is what you should be talking about. That's what she's telling this guy to do.
Coming here to ask irrelevant questions. At this point,
she said it is irrelevant question. That means asking for the straightness, the clarity of the accounts and the finances, the records, the transparency, proving what has been expended and what came in is an irrelevant question. That is the people that will give you freedom, and you want them to give out in the nation you want, you seek for. Is that the kind of is this the kinds of people these kinds of empty brains that you want to put in positions that are claiming to have a cabinet called Biafra government in exile? These kinds of people that will tell you that this is irrelevant question in this generation we are living in, 21st century. Somebody as Azuka is opening her mouth to say that is an irrelevant question. That tells you she is a dullard, she is dumb, and she is a criminal. All of them in that place. Because you can't open your mouth in this generation to say things that you know that everybody knows in the world. It proves your ignorance, and it proves the kind of mindset you have. For somebody like that to sit under a cabinet, govern your resources, you can imagine if this little responsibility of holding small money, they are treating it like this. Jesus said, if you cannot manage the little that is given to you to manage, who will give you the one that is yours, that is big? So you can imagine if we now get Biafra, what they will do with the resources. Because at that time, they would have been able to hijack the structure. They would have been able to hijack the government system. They will be in charge of the military, of everything, of all. So at that time, they will use all these arms of government, or these agencies of government, or these parts of government, departments of government, to manage the system and put you in frustration, put you in that corner that you should be. Then you will be looking for another people to come and fight you and rescue you from that government. But they are just like what is happening in Mali now. The militants have taken over. Another group is trying to get the people to help them, get another militia group to help them defeat the Malian, military that has taken over. They can. Every time they talk about coup, they are fighting. These ones are coming to attack. They are attacking them from this place. They are attacking them from that place. You know why? The people are still seeking to be free from the people who claim to have freedom. And that is the worst fight you can fight. That is the kind of fight that causes implosion. That means everything will just fall in. The fight will come from inside and blow you out from within and destroy everything from inside. That's implosion.
I cannot answer. Okay, so I want people to ask questions that is moving us, and not questions that are not. Even if you get it now, there is nothing you can do.
You hear that? Ask questions that is moving us. That means she's talking about moving us forward, and not question that if you ask, there's nothing you will use the question to do. How can you tell me that I'm asking about the account? You say I can use it to do anything. I will be able to know whether you are utilizing my resources funds. That is the purpose of accountability. Why would you ask somebody who is asking for account or asking for accountability and transparency? You ask them, what do you need? Well, if you get the information, now what will you do with the information? Does it make sense? You that is collecting the money, what are you doing with the money? The reason why the person is asking is because freedom is dear to us. Committing that trust into your hands and giving you the money to hold and to allow you control the affairs of the freedom that is dear to the people, it is a huge trust, and they must be sure that you are doing it regularly well. You are doing it well according to what they expect. So they need to ask questions every day. They must ask questions every moment and observe to be sure that you are still in line with the plan.
About it, okay? So, like I told you, the Treasury Department are doing everything possible. I am not.
She has introduced a narrative for the first time. Treasury Department. Azubike is only in charge of website. Now she has said Treasury Department. That means she is saying that she actually have a plan of the agreement Umada had, and she was not implementing that plan because Treasury Department cannot be Umada. She would have said the Umada would have given, but she said Treasury Department, meaning there is another group of people that are within her caucus that are in charge of the monies that she refers to as Treasury Department. Now, along the line, she is going to exempt herself from that group she calls Treasury Department. Listen.
So I don't have any right
to make the lie sweet. She has introduced the narrative of Treasury Department so that people will now remove their eyes from her and they'll be looking forward. Okay, there's a Treasury Department. Okay, now that we have talked to her, go and discuss with the Treasury Department and let them do the needful. Listen.
Answer question that here. Okay, so and I think they are doing everything. Of course, okay.
They are doing everything. That means she has exempted herself. She's not part of the Treasury Department, so they are doing everything.
They just sent me a message that okay, that they're gonna share it. Okay, so that you can see what you've done so far.
Did you hear that? They just sent. You see, these people are criminals. They just sent her a message now. You see, they just sent me a message now that they are going to share it. That means the stuff has already been done. They are going to share it to them. Till today, none of them has refused anything, has received anything shared. Till today, 8 months after, none of them have received. Tomorrow 11. I mean, by 11th now, it will be 8 months. In the next 3 days, she said she just received the message now that they are going to share the whole information to them.
And I think when you see it, you won't have any other thing that to.
When you see it, when you see it, and she told them that she sent her a message that they are going to share it. That means the thing is ready. They are going to share it. So when you see it, you will not have any doubts anymore. Till today.
The thing you have to do is that when you see the result, you will be happy with us. That's the only thing.
When you see the result, you'll be happy with us. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Okay, thank you so much. Any other question? If not, let me go into the next.
I want to say why our men are not receiving things. Why is it that our men are lacking? And you are saying that I should not talk. So,
now the person recording the message is now telling her why are men not receiving their stuff. She was behaving as if she was not hearing the question. She was just saying the next item. Let's go on the next item. There's no other question. She asked, "Is there any other question?" Before anybody could answer, she said, "There's no other question. Let's go on the next item." And the questions were coming in between her, trying to, try to avoid all of those narratives. She was now trying to introduce the next thing. The issue here is we must contribute money.
We are gonna do next session. And the next section is this.
Determines the next. She's the one to determine. Now we are in the nation, and that next session is this. She, as a guest, according to the narrative, because there is somebody who coordinates that group, 1,000 man stuff. She's the one now ending or presiding over the meeting, and she's the one determining what agenda. There were questions asked by the people who organized the meeting, inviting her to come and give or come and discuss with them. Because if they are told her to come and give accounts, she would have not come for that meeting. So she just wanted to have that meeting with them to be able to stir them up more, excite them more, to give more money. That was the intention. Because it was getting close to the Nigeria election. So they needed more money and use that opportunity to steal more money from the people. She now said, the next session is this. Listen to the next session.
I'm very happy.
She said the ESN are very happy. Now listen to the ESN she's talking about. Listen to hear the ESN she's talking about. Listen.
If there is any ESN that is complaining now, is because they are not working with Autopilot.
If there is any ESN that is complaining now, it is because they are not working with Autopilot, which means that she recognizes, and they recognize, Simon and Co., because she was speaking on behalf of Simon and others. They recognize that these people are ESN composed and brought together by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But under their program called Autopilot, these people are not needed in their program. The reason is because they are now forming a different group away from what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing. So those people they have chosen amongst the ESN are those who are loyal to what they believe in and what they have decided to do, the new thing they're about to do. So which means that she recognizes that these guys are ESN members, but they are not funded because they don't belong, they are not part. They make sure they are not part of the narrative called Autopilot. That's it. Thank you so much, Akonwa Good. Thank you so much. He said, the ESN, any ESN who complaining, why would you allow ESN complain? That was why they refused to come for the meeting. That was why Simon came out since the meeting where we had those ESN complaining. Because here now she acknowledged that they are ESN people or members, but they are complaining because they are not engrafted into our own Autopilot program. And so they would always complain because we don't give them what they are supposed to have. Because even if we are raising the funds under the auspices of ESN, we don't give them because they don't belong to Autopilot in the ESN that is for Autopilot. So that means that they intentionally starve those guys knowing that they are ESN members. They intentionally deprive them knowing that these people were under the program of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and these people are ESN members. Knowing all of these, we know they are ESN members. They are not working with Autopilot, so they can complain. So when we called for that meeting, no wonder when we called for that meeting on the 25th or something of February, I can't remember the date, 23rd or something, like two meetings. When we gathered those ones who were complaining, who are ESN, when we gathered them, no wonder Simon refused to come. Rather than come, he wants to blackmail the people calling for that meeting. The people who had good intention. He wants to blackmail them. That was why he went that length, to go that far, to take extra mile, to insult, blackmail, and discredit the people. But you can't discredit me now. You can't blackmail me. You can't insult me. You can insult me, you can do all of that, but you can't discredit me. It's not possible. So he went online and called us criminals for organizing that meeting, for bringing the people that he refused. Who is the criminal? You deprive them of their resources. And you are calling those who are bringing the attention, calling your attention to that, and calling you into a meeting. You're calling them criminals. What does that tell you? That tells you that you are in danger supporting such kinds of people. You are training or brooding the monster that will eat you up. Just like what has happened in Afghanistan. Taliban has taken over. Now it is eating them up. Everybody's screaming. That's it.
Okay, because what they have asked for, the money is not there to give them at the time.
Now, two things here. One, those who are not working with us but they are ESN, that's what she's saying. Those who are not working with them but are ESN members. Two, those who are working with us but we don't have enough to extend to them. Now, how do you determine when you don't have enough? How do the people know when you don't have enough? How do the people know the number of people you are supposed to feed and take care of who should have enough, but now they don't have enough? How do the people determine all of this? When you don't give them reports, they don't know the number of people you are feeding. They don't know how much you got in. They don't know how much you have expended. They don't know the people you have fed. They are not even sure whether you have fed anybody to determine if you're not taking, you don't have enough. So you see what accountability and transparency does for you. It helps you understand your structure and how it is being operated.
Which of course, anytime the money is available, you cannot cut off your hand and give to
when the money is available. How do the people know when the money is available? Because when they keep contributing, you keep telling them the money is not available. The money is not enough. So how do they know when it is available and when it is enough? Because the money is always given to you, which means the money is available, but the money is not always enough to you. So now you are telling them now that the money is not available and it is not enough. So the ones that have been giving you now is not available too. The one they are giving you is not available also because it is not for the purpose of why they give you. It is for your own selfish ends with your criminal Simon and all that. So the money is not available. That's what she's saying. The money is not available. We never finish our own business. We won't give them money. Let them stay in the bush and die. We only give few people want to give, have some militia carrying out criminality for us. That's what she's saying. She has to interrupt them because she knows she doesn't want to hear what they're saying. Now listen.
To anybody that when you don't have it, okay? It's only when the money is made available that the Treasury Department sends money to them. And
the Treasury Department. Now let me tell you who the Treasury Department is. Azuka, the husband, Simon, Chichi, Erewa, Azubike. Basically, these 6 people. These are the people called Treasury Department. But she's saying it as if she is not part of that department or this group of people expending the resources.
I tell you, like we're buying heavy equipment and buying every other thing. So it's kind of, like distracting from some certain things. You know how we do collect every time we do our fundraising. Now,
observe her when she wants to lie, she starts stammering. Her words will not be straight. You know that this woman wants to tell lies. She wants to say some stuff that are not true. She does be stammering, and then her words will now be a talking process will be slow, and all of that. She will now begin to blab.
Think about when you'll be having an equipment of over 10 million, Okay?
How?
And if that is the only money that is available at
how do they know if that is the
okay,
only money available? If how do they know she has tried to put the words together and all of that, and now she can find her voice to say it? How do they know that is the only money available? And how do they know that you have that money available? How do they know that the money is enough to get that so-called 10 million at that particular time? If there's no transparency and accountability, there's no record given to the people. How do they know?
I have to go on this so that we can get this equipment. But due to some people, I have that myopic mind and very crooked.
Look at somebody talking about myopism. look at her talking about myopic mind. She's saying all of these jargons, and she's talking about myopic mind. Who is myopic here? She's calling them myopic mind because they are stupid. They are contributing. So she has to call them myopic mind. She's indirectly saying, all I'm saying to you is lies, but you don't have sense. You will believe me. So your mind is myopic. Keep contributing. I know you will still keep contributing. That's what she's saying. She's calling you myopic because not to reason. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taught you to reason. And the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taught you to reason is for times like this, when you need that brain to reason. Now she now has the guts to call you myopic mind because you can't reason, you believe what she's saying. Because you believe thing. Because if you are not myopic, how can you believe these jargons? You are telling me about money being enough, and you can't give me a record for me to know if the money will be enough or not. I don't know when it is enough. I don't know when it's not enough. And you are believing her, and all of you are sitting down in that meeting, listening to the jargons. Nobody is talking. The one that is talking, Kennedy, they have silenced him. They have muted everybody, and nobody's asking any question. Even the one that is trying to ask question is talking as if she's trying to be careful. All of them are talking as if they are trying to be careful not to offend her. Since then, how many of them have you seen talk? They can go to their bedrooms and talk, and their bathrooms and talk to their family members. Nobody, they are stealing the money, and only God knows whether they steal the money. Only God knows, but they will still contribute more.
Mind and people who are not, sensible and sense what we are doing. We want to go out there and
there's a difference between being sensible and sensitive. But she didn't know the use. She said she just used the two, sensible and sensitive. She thinks they mean the same thing. She knows you are myopic. She said, because you are not sensible, you will believe. Listen.
Saying what they don't even know.
Because you don't know. You don't know. You are saying what you don't know. How can you be asking questions? How can you be asking questions? Because those who are questions, she has silenced them. You are imagining what you don't know. Because indirectly, the statement she's making is indirectly on the people who are sitting. Direct statement, indirect speech. When they insult you indirectly.
I getting her great information.
In all of these, she never gave the information whether the husband is a signatory. She's saying they are carrying rumors and not even give the correct information here. Since they are giving all of this out there and this information are half-baked, are not true, why not say it's there? You can let's see whether you can say it. But rather, she will keep talking about who is talking and how they are talking and how people are carrying out big information and all of that. But she cannot pronounce the truth. Because you know why? If she says it, it will always leak. So she has to play sentimental. And all these people as morons were listening. When she wanted to play that nonsense with us, I spoke in here. Don't come here. Come investigate Ngozi Rabu to come and give us reports. You get sense at all? You don't get sense. You can't investigate matter. Do you have the brains to investigate? you know what it means to investigate? You think to just go ask, calling Ngozi, Ngozi, are you a Nigeria agent? No, I'm not a Nigeria agent. Okay, I don't hear. All right, I'll go tell them. I've checked, I've investigated, and say you know be Nigeria agent. As you don't stop say you know be Nigeria agent, make I go tell them. My brothers and sisters, I have gone to investigate the matter. Ngozi Oreboeze is not a Nigeria agent. Can you imagine?
That God of Biafra will not allow.
That's it. They know that religion will always, once you mention God, everybody will just relax. In fact, when you mention God, that is when I want to interrogate, that is when I want to investigate you more. Because I know that God has been the substance of evil these days. People use God as the substance, not God being the substance now. People using God as the substance. People use God as the substance. People use God as the substance to send in wrong information and to manipulate people. Look at what Britain has done. Is it not scripture, Bible they brought? They corrupted the scripture. Please don't think because they corrupted the scripture mean that the scripture is not real. Because if I give you information about what is happening right now in relation to scripture, you will know that scripture is not a book you joke with. So don't joke with that book thinking because Britain brought it and used it as a manipulating tool, you now begin to condemn the scripture. Please don't do that. You're putting yourself in serious spiritual danger. So that's not the message for today anyways. But she now mentioned God here, just to get the people to say, oh, maybe, she's saying the truth. And of course, the gullible will say so. Listen.
Because I know that with this woman that you're seeing here, I have tried everything possible best to make sure.
He has robbed Umuada to the matter, whereas Umuada don't have information about the account. Now she has robbed Umuada into the matter. Now, the one they call what they call them, is it Blessing or some or Bridget or something? One of them, some of them have resigned. In fact, the woman is now scattered. The same people now whom she's claiming have information, they don't have information. The group that were backing her up, those ones who were licking her ass, backing her up, those ones now don't even have information. It is only few of them she has been settling. Give this one say I need money for society. She will give the money. Now use it to shut their mouth. Just like some people, when I needed them alone, I asked them money. And when I asked them money, they now come. They want to shut my mouth with that. You can imagine that. You want to shut my mouth because I ask you for loan. you know, Chris? You see this Biafra project. I can never. How much you want to give me to come begin like on a dance around you? What's your intelligence quotient? What's the level of your intelligence? Look at all the morons move everywhere, daft people doing things and controlling your minds who are believing them. That means you are not intelligent. That means you are below standard. You are below average because they themselves are not even up to average in their intelligence quotient. And now you are under them, subjecting, no matter how much qualification you have got, you are subjecting your intelligence under them, meaning that you are less intelligent than the lowest average. Than those who are less than average. You are less intelligent than those who are less than average. That means you are in an emergency situation. Your mentality is, it's in comatose.
That we work ourselves as the media team and all what we have seen every morning, afternoon, night. And then, whenever you guys have not seen what happened.
She has roped everybody in, both media teams. She's now indirectly trying to make them understand that everybody knows what is happening with the resources, both the media team. Now, Sonia Akbarawa has already spoken now. He has argued on her behalf. Sonny has spoken. So because Sonia Akbarawa has spoken, the media team, everybody knows about them. Then I was still in the media team. So that means she's trying to tell us that we all know about how the money is being expended. She's telling everybody on this platform that we all know how the money is being expended. Don't you see how criminal They are. She roped the whole Umuada members. She now roped the media team, roped Simon into it. Of course, Simon is part of it. They know. Her husband is there. They know. They know. Those who know, they know. But she roped everybody, make it look like a wide statement, just a bogus statement, just a statement. You know, we are working hard. How are you working hard? How? Where you they go? Where you fit represent people? Do you have the mental know-how, the technical know-how to go and discuss constructively and discuss? Go to a place where technocrats are and intelligent people are and sit down and make sense. I think it's just to stay in Biafra and begin to make noise. And when you people want to come on broadcast, all of you will paint your faces. And then when at the background, you'll be talking nonsense. I remember those times when we want to come from, I'll just be looking at the media team, the Umuada, they will just be talking nonsense. Before we come on broadcast, though, we want to have joint broadcast. They will be talking nonsense. I said, what kind of human beings are these? For they say, Kelechi, you know they talk, you know what? I will follow you, they talk this. How I will join you, they talk. I am not on your level. This will not be boast. Because you want to go on a broadcast, see what people are saying. They say, you look beautiful. You painting lips. Yeah, we have to look good. Is that what we are going there for? Yes, you must look good. But the truth here is this, that's not the substance of the thing. That's not why we are here. Let's begin to see if we don't straighten this path to our freedom, if we don't put our feet on ground, we are going to be another Somalia or Mali or Burkina Faso. I am telling you, we are going to implode because in the end, we'll start struggling within ourselves. No, not be so we agree, or not be so we agree. We'll start fighting. The same way also we start to say, no. We said you are going to give us accounts. Now the argument, because we have never entered our promised land. If we enter our promised land, for be a big fight. For be a big fight, if say we don't enter our land. Because you will not want to take this argument. And of course, fight will start. And they control them, they will just capture you, go and kill you, or put you in jail. Just like what Iran is doing. If you don't agree to their terms, or Afghanistan is doing, if you don't agree to their laws and their rules, their code of conduct, they jail you, they shoot you or kill you, or you run away from the place and go to another place and start screaming and talking.
I am telling you, you cannot see it again. I see the progress so far. Like I said, it doesn't really concern those who are inconsequential to what we are doing. Those who are carrying rumors and always trying to tear down. It doesn't really.
How can you be tearing somebody? How can somebody who is already lying and tearing the whole system down is accusing the people who are asking questions of trying to tear them down?
It makes any sense. To them, they can say anything. But to you, who we trust so much,
now you trust them so much, but you can't tell them whether your husband is a signatory to the account. You trust them so much, you cannot tell them how much you have expended so far, how much you have gotten so far. You didn't come with a hard copy to the meeting, because if you're coming to a meeting and you know that you're coming for financial matters, you are supposed to have a record with you to at least give a surface information about what is happening financially. That's what you do professionally. You trust them so much, as you said. You only trust them to believe you when you tell your lies, but you don't trust them to tell them what you need to tell them. You see?
I'm committing this morning to do your work. Your work is well done, and we are doing it. And in the next few days, next few weeks, you will watch and then turn on your TV and be seeing things happening.
Did you hear that? That was February. In the next few days and the next few weeks, you will see things happening. That is a line. It's we call it that is what she did there was she gave them a line to toast them into bringing out more money. She is now introducing them to the reason why she came. In the next few days and weeks, this was in February. This is 8 months after that time. What they are showing you now is celebration in one. Later, the next thing they showed you was the husband pressing breast. The next thing they now showed also, the other time, is telling you they have bought a liaison house. Is that the Biafra? They showed you a house that does not exist. The house is there, not that the house is not there. They showed you that they acquired the house. Till today, have you seen them do any meeting there? Have you seen them carry out any activity in that place?
Okay?
Now, as soon as she said that, she excited them. She said, okay, you understand? In the next few days and weeks, you are going to see things happening. And as for the account, she now brings it very, just bring it very casually this time. So everybody's now relaxing because she has told them that in the next few days and weeks, they're going to see things happening.
The Treasury Department are getting everything fixed so that once you go online, you can now see how your money is spent. I do not do Treasury. I don't know how they spend it, but all I know is that they are keeping.
Did you hear that? She doesn't know. She doesn't know why they spend it. She doesn't know how they spend the money, and she's the chief spending officer, in charge of expenditure, in charge of purchases. Because she buys what she wants to send and gives money for the one she cannot buy, and makes sure that the one they buy, she inflates the price to collect more money from the boss. She said she doesn't know. Now, can you hear this kind of lie? Elephant lie. This bogus lie. This woman says she don't know how they spend the money. Now hear this one. And people are still following these criminals. You are still following these criminals. You are done for. You are done for. You are a shadow of. You are a shame to this generation, this 21st century. You are a shame to this generation. Look at monies are being spent. You know how? She said there's a Treasury Department that knows. She doesn't know. Shame on all of you. And putting eggs in an empty space where snakes, scorpions, and all these animals that swallow eggs are all there, destroying what you.
Okay, so on the other note, I want to let you guys know that right now we need more money.
Did you hear that? Okay. That is the reason for the meeting. That is the reason for the next agenda. What I want to let you guys know is that we need more money. That is the purpose. So all these things you people are asking me all this while, it's not necessary, it's not important. Why I came here is that we need more money. So she now gave them the line, the slang, toast them. In the next few days and weeks, you are going to see things happening. After she has said that, she believes that they have relaxed. She now brings out the point. Now, what I'll tell you that we need more money. Did you hear that?
That's the only thing that we're promising to you, okay? As a account, the Treasury Department are getting everything fixed so that once you go online, you can now see how your money is spent. I do not do Treasury. I don't know how they spend it. But all I know is that keeping records of everything, okay? So,
she's there. She doesn't know how they spend it, and can you believe that? It's just like someone also coming to tell you that she doesn't know how they spend the money. And the money is going into the husband's account. Who is releasing the money from the account? The one in Nigeria is in her account. Who is releasing the monies? And she's telling you she doesn't know how the money is being spent. All she knows is that they keep records. So they keep records and you don't know the records?
On another note, I want to let you guys know that right now we need more money.
You hear that?
Okay? And those more money, the money is spent because of the other guys. Many of them are jumping in. Many of them are coming in. A lot of people are showing up. Many people are willing to come and join ESN. So for the men that were already...
There are ESN that she said don't belong, they are not part of Autopilot. Yet there are people who want to come and join ESN. Does it make sense to you? You said there are some ESN members because they are not with you. You have not solved the issue of them not being with you, even if they are ESN members. You are now talking about more people coming in. So what is your plan? That means you filtered from the ESN those who are loyal to you. You now take them. You want to get more people out, which we know is a lie, because how many men have you seen so far since they started this thing? How many men have you seen so far they have? How many men have you seen? All the videos they are showing you. How many men have you seen? Even in their so-called Liberation Army. How many men have you seen? But she told you that 500 men are coming to join, and many people are still joining. So they need more money because she wants to collect more money. So she has to give a particular narrative that would justify that request of more money. And that narrative must be that more people are coming in, over 500 people coming in to join ESN, whereas there are ESN members she has not settled scores with. She has not accepted into her own team. Watch.
Organize. We know their numbers, and their numbers is out there. Okay.
you see how this would. You see when she wants to tell her, she doesn't even know how to compose herself. She says, "We know their numbers, and their numbers are out there." How? Where? Out where? We know their numbers, and their numbers are out there. So out where? Who is in charge of information? Out there. Where? You said out there. That means it should be in the public domain. That's what you're trying to tell the people. Because when you say that the information is out there, it simply means the public knows. So why are you scared of telling them in here the number that's out there? Why are you scared of telling them here? Because she couldn't compose the lies very well. So she didn't know when she made the mistake and said the number is, we know the numbers. And the numbers are, she didn't know what to say. She said out there, and then she continued the statement.
There are new ones that are, floating to join Autopilot. If they're not doing a good job, if they're not sending it to them, they cannot join us.
Only them know that some people want to join. Only Azuka and Simon, and only them know that people are joining. Only them.
Okay? If they're not seeing what we are doing, if they're not seeing or hearing it from their men on ground, they will not leave where they are and join us. That's what we are proud of. That is the achievement we've made. That's what we've been able to do on ground. Okay? So they are choking them. Because of that, it's kind of overwhelming. Like this week alone, we see like 500 people, new people coming in.
Did you hear that? She has to tell this thing very well. This week alone, over 500 people have come in. That means last week again, more people have come. Many people are coming, which means that by her narrative, by now, by calculation, you're supposed to have 100,000 minutes. But how many people have you been seeing? I'm asking you a simple question. How many people have they shown? They like bragging. Simon likes bragging. He wants to, if he has men, he will show. I've shown you the video a long time ago. A long time ago. But now he will be planning to tell those men, just gather some people, give them small money, let them just do some exercise, and you use it to showcase some stuff. Then you give them, let them go. Then you now bring the video to me. Let me show Biafrans that these are the army. That's what he's planning. So they're looking for people. They'll just gather, give them small, maybe 1,000 naira and recharge card. Tell them, just gather, let's make some noise. I'll cover you, I'll video it. When I video it, I'll forward it. Then we'll use it. Don't worry. I'll say to you, give you 5,000 or 2,000. Give them small money. And then she will now come and publicize it. The launching of the Biafra Liberation Army. And those ones on the ground will tell the people, see, we have to make the Nigerian government feel that they are doing something. So you people come. Don't worry, this is just more than, we are not going to be here for more than 1 hour. We will pay you 5,000. They are hungry boys now. They are hungry people. They know the people are hungry. We'll pay you 5,000 each. All we need to do, we'll gather in one place. And all of us will gather. And then we're going to stand there. And we're going to march. And we're going to video you for a while. And then we want Nigeria. They will use Nigeria many, so that they will be afraid of us. And those ones too, as you said, that they are daft. They will forfeit, they'll give them the monies, and they will gather. They might even tell them, all of you, please, we're going to sew you cloth. They will look for one cheap. Look at what the people, the so-called Liberation Army, before they started getting all these ones good uniforms so that it will not look despicable and eyesore. You see what they were wearing? You saw when they were scattering people, you see what they were wearing. Because of the yabbing, they decided to reorganize them and give them uniform this time. Few of them. Thank you so much, Ego.
Okay? So those are the people where we have to make sure that we are enjoying what we are doing. And very soon, we're still coming in, preparing for this. We are still stretching ourselves, stretching our thoughts, stretching our brain, stretching everything to make sure that we get it right. So whomever that is making up stories there, you cannot believe that to have that person as a distractor. We are working. So because of this, we still need more money. And we now said, okay,
that's the matter.
This time around, from this 1,000 men, please, we are thinking that if there are people that can be giving us at least 500 or 1,000 every month, please.
That is the reason why she came.
And then put your name in one side.
That was the reason why she came. All these questions Kennedy and Co were asking, what nonsense. The reason we came here is to tell you that we are going to be conducting water in the next few days and few weeks. And many people are joining us. So we need now, those of you giving $100 every month, now we increase it to $500. Those ones who will give, those who are giving 500, increase it to 1,000. Just increase the money you are giving because they have to get more money before the election. Because this is the excuse is with the election.
You can be giving us $200 every month. We put your names in one side. If you can be giving us $50 in 1 month, okay? A kind of reoccurring because of the time.
A kind of reoccurring. Which kind of grammar is that? A kind of reoccurring because of the time. What of grammar is that? Oh Lord, well, let's leave that one.
We have to be sensitive with the time we have at hand. We want to make sure that when we go into what we want to go in, that we achieve it perfectly. We don't pray that there is, it's going to go the other way around. But if we reach that time, we'll be able to make it. But I tell you, the men are ready. Everybody are ready. And I'm sure that you are ready. And I'm sure that Biafra is coming this year. Okay? So every chaos you're seeing around you is the making of the Almighty God. It's the sign of the Almighty God.
This October. They are still doing the office.
So don't
doing parties.
Give food for your people. Give them what they need at this point. Okay? But what is coming is not your making. It's the making of the Almighty God to allow Biafra people to go. That is what is happening now. But you guys are seeing, this, that.
Criminals everywhere. Criminals everywhere. Look at what she's saying. Look at what she's saying. Yes, Amaka, I know now. No. Azuka and Simon are responsible for the killings. They use all these guys. They have killed so many men. So many ESN men. They have killed so many of them. So many of them. They have killed so many of them. So many guys have been killed. They discover their camp. They invade the camp. They expose the camp and they're killed. So many things have gone wrong. So many things. As I promised you, I am going to start playing some of these audios and videos where Simon was even in the meeting with us. We're discussing the issue of how we need to get the constitution and other things. I'm going to play the videos and audios of where Ngozi Orabueze and others are arguing that we must have LGBTQ and laws, that safeguards those people who are and homosexuals and, animal lovers and animal sex and people and all of that who have sex with animals and all of that. I'm just trying to use grammar that you'll understand. All those kinds of people, she said, we must have preserved their rights in the constitution of Biafra. Some of these things we need to be plain so that you can know the kind of people you are giving your trust to hold your something to give them to. You don't even know what the value. Maybe some of you don't even know what freedom means. Some of you don't even know the value. Jesus said something. He said, where your treasure is, that's where your heart will be. And you are giving your treasure to thieves, criminals. In this generation, you are not careful with the dealings when you have evidences in history and even who have allowed criminals to control the affairs of their freedom. And today they are in the hands of those criminals. They are suffering. They are killing themselves. They are still fighting because they allowed us criminals. Look at what happened in South Sudan. 2011, they got their independence. 2015, they were already fighting, killing themselves because the people they allowed to help them get freedom are criminals. We can't allow that to happen to us. Not after we have known, or not after all we know. And you will not allow that to happen. I know you are wise too. So that is why we say the earlier we know all these things, the better. We must come together to sit together and discuss. I'm going to set the number again. For those of you who want to join to see that we work together. We must work together. And it is the responsibility of us all to sit and discuss things together so that we can get our freedom. Responsibility. It is not something to freedom. Nobody will get you anything valuable and not want to take very huge portion of that thing. But if you pursue it yourself and you get yourself, you know that you will cherish it and you will keep that value as it is. But when you allow somebody else, it's just like when you have somebody you are being owned by, you are owed by somebody, you know, or a company, and they tell you should come and collect the money they owe you, to maybe $1-2 million, and then you now send somebody to go and collect the money for you. Wouldn't the person rob you? You think the person will bring the money to you? The person will bring it. He might look for one lie, say, hey, for road, this thing happened, this happened, this happened. You have to go collect that money yourself. You don't allow anybody trade your value for anything, or allow somebody go represent you for something that is important to you when you know the person does not have the capacity. That is why we must come together. So this is the number. Send the message. We need to come together. We need to discuss. We need to plan together. Because if we don't come together, we'll keep struggling and we'll keep talking and we'll keep allowing criminals to control our resources, allowing criminals to do what they are doing until we all get into trouble. Today, the broadcast have gone into 2 hours plus. But I believe Chukokike, it's for good, because I wanted to end this today, you know, and go on next narrative next time, bring other messages and other audios and play them so that you will be able to understand all of this stuff and know the basis of what we are doing. It is very, very important. You must understand that the Biafra we seek, the freedom we seek, is as valuable as gold, as treasure to us. So you don't allow any person, anyhow person, watch over your treasure, must watch over your house. Will you build a house and you're living in and you put an armed robber in your gate to secure your house for you? You don't do that. Is it that we don't reason, or we don't know how to translate normal things to life itself? You can't continue to do for people what they should personally do for themselves. Yes, you can't allow armed robber to secure your house. How can you do that? You have a house and you call armed robber to come and secure your house for you. When you want to employ a security guard, you will always want to know the details about that person. You want to ask the person who is bringing him, do you know him very well? How can you carry your freedom, put in the hands of few people, and you sit down? You're not asking questions. You're just there arguing, defending them. Are you not? Is this not insanity in this 21st century where criminals are everywhere? You think these people run to abroad to go and you don't know they run abroad to hustle? They now see an opportunity where they will be stealing your money without working in abroad. They know that in abroad they need to wash old people's buttocks and clean, pack their shit, do all of this, wash plates and all of that. They are tired of that job. They see they need to relax. No need to be doing all this. They are dons. That is what Simon and Azuka was not working out. He's not online. She's looking for a network business to do. And now you have given them millions. You have now contributing money into their hands. That is why they will come and brainwash you more. Contribute more. We need more. Because whatever you steal will not be enough. I want to thank you all for watching. Please share this broadcast on all your social media platforms. Let people hear the truth. Send this broadcast to them. I know they will hear. I know they have their agents here watching too. Send it to them. Let them listen. Let them come out and speak. Then I'll come more to expose them. Play their audios and all of that. Share it on all your social media platforms. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. And please like this video. Share. It is important. You don't know what the truth will do in the hearts of some of these people, some ignorant about what is happening. I want to thank you all. We pray Mazen and Mekano will be out soon and all this mess will stop once and for all. And when he's out, we'll make sure that every one of these people are taken away from the path to our freedom so that the right people can be around Mazen and Mekano to work with him. Evidently, people who are truthful, who believe in truth and transparency and accountability. And we will make sure we follow up very well. And the structure will be very formidable this time. No, you don't just we know that power and responsibility. Power will not be in your hands, so how will you control things? We'll tell you that we are professionals this time around. We know how to control. If you come with your criminality, you will look for a way to steal. You're not able to steal. Just like when you go to a company, some people are there to do anything. You know why? No opportunity. Unless they see one, maybe they send a message to go and collect money or something, they steal there. Or there's a loophole, or somehow they hijack the customer, some collect the monies. But with the structure of the company, they can steal. Thank you. This year, educating the people, you know, and all of that. And some of you who are all of you, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, you know, for what you're doing and how you are doing it. And of course, we hope that we shall together get things done appropriately and of course very effectively. Thank you all. I'll see you either tomorrow or Tuesday, hopefully, based on the circumstance. I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Really good. Stay blessed. Thank you.